All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on what really goes on inside 3 of Japan's most talked about adult services. We're going to cut through all the rumors and get straight to the facts, breaking down the actual play-by-play for Soaplands, Delivery Health, and Pink Salons.
So you've probably heard these names thrown around, right? Soapland, Deriheru, Pinsaro. But it can be kind of confusing. What's the real difference in the experience? What actually happens when you're there? That is the big question we're going to answer today, so you'll have a crystal clear picture of what makes each one totally unique.
And here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll look at the big picture, the landscape of play. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, starting with the bath and shower experience, which is more important than you think. After that, it's the main event, the core differences in play. We'll also unpack the unique rotation system at Pink Salons, talk about the hard lines of what's allowed versus what's not, and then wrap it all up to help you figure out which experience is the right one for you.
Okay, before we jump into the fun stuff, we gotta lay the groundwork. You know, the legal setup and the physical location of these places. It's not just boring details. This stuff actually shapes the entire experience from top to bottom.
So, look at this table. You can see a split right away. Soapland and Pinsaro are places you go to, while Deriheru comes to you. But here's the real kicker, the legal status. A Soapland is technically a special bathhouse. A Pinsaro, get this, is legally a restaurant. It sounds weird, I know, but that legal distinction is everything. It's the loophole that makes intercourse, or honban, possible in a Soapland, and why it's a big no-go everywhere else.
Now, this is where you see one of the biggest differences, and it happens right at the very beginning. How you get clean isn't just a formality. In some cases, it's a huge part of the service itself, and it totally sets the vibe for everything that follows.
In a Soapland, it's not just taking a shower. It's called bath play for a reason. This is their absolute signature service. Don't think of it as just getting clean. Think of it as this intricate, elaborate ritual that, for many people, is a main attraction all on its own.
And this isn't just some random splashing around. No way. There are very specific, named techniques that are part of this. You've got the tsukube isu, which is this special lewd chair designed for, well, very intimate washing. Then there's senbukyu, which means periscope. That's an oral service that happens while you're in the tub. It's all highly choreographed and a central piece of the whole Soapland package.
So when you put all 3 side by side, the difference is just wow. Soapland has this immersive, almost artistic bath play. Deriheru is way more practical. You hop in the shower together to wash up, and maybe some light play gets started there. And a Pinsaro? Totally different world. There's no shower at all. You get a quick cleanup with the wet towel, and that's it. It just goes to show how focused it is on speed.
All right, we're all clean. So now let's get to the main course. What is the core service you're paying for at each of these places? This is where those foundational differences we talked about earlier really start to play out in a big way.
The main event at a Soapland is famously structured like a 2-act play. It's not just one continuous thing. First, you have something called mat play, and only after that whole performance is finished does the action move over to the bed for the final act.
Mat play. This is another one of Soapland's legendary services. They lay out a big vinyl mat, cover it in lotion, and it creates this incredibly slippery, unique body-to-body experience. And just like the bath, it has its own set of technical moves, like kanibasami, the crab scissors technique. It's a whole chapter of the experience before you even get to the bed.
Okay, so once you finally do move to the bed in a Soapland, the services offered look a lot like what you'd get in a typical Deriheru session. We're talking kissing, fellatio, 69, all of that. For Deriheru, this is pretty much the main menu from start to finish. The huge game-changing difference, of course, is that in a Soapland, this part can also include actual intercourse.
So if you zoom out and look at the overall focus, Deriheru is really aiming for that broad, customizable girlfriend experience in a private, comfortable space. A Pink Salon, it's the complete opposite. It's all about efficiency. The service is laser-focused, mainly on fellatio and hand stimulation. It's designed to be quick, direct, and to the point.
Now, that fast-paced, efficient nature of the Pink Salon led to a service model that you really won't see anywhere else. If you're a newcomer, you absolutely have to understand the concept of rotation. It's key to the whole experience.
So, kaiten, or rotation, is the signature system of a Pinsaro. Basically, instead of being with one person for your whole session, your time gets split up. You'll have several different performers visit you, one after another, each one serving you for a short burst of time.
Let me give you a quick example of how that works. Let's say you're on a 30-minute course with 3 rotations. For the first 10 minutes, Girl A is with you. Then, she leaves, and Girl B comes in for the next 10. After her time is up, Girl C comes in to finish out the last 10 minutes. It's a system built from the ground up for variety and a very, very quick pace.
So we've talked a lot about what you can do, which is great, but it is just as important to know what the boundaries are. Understanding what's generally allowed versus what's typically off-limits is absolutely key to making sure your expectations are realistic.
Looking at this chart, the main thing to remember is that intercourse is really a Soapland-only deal. If you're interested in more niche things like anal or SM play, Soaplands usually don't offer that, but you might find Deriheru performers who specialize in it as an add-on. And look at that clear line for things like fingering and cunnilingus. They're standard fare in Soaplands and Deriheru, but almost always prohibited in the super-focused quick-service environment of a Pink Salon.
Phew, okay. We have covered a ton of ground here, from bathing rituals all the way to service rotations. So, let's pull all these threads together and figure out which of these very distinct experiences might be the perfect match for what you're actually looking for.
So let's just boil it all down. You go to a Soapland if you want that premium, luxurious all-in experience, the elaborate rituals, the signature techniques, and the possibility of intercourse. It's called the King of Experiences for a reason. You choose Deriheru if you're looking for privacy, a customizable service, and that relaxed, girlfriend-like atmosphere, delivered right to you. And you hit up a Pink Salon if you want something fast, affordable, and low commitment, where the focus is on quick service and lots of variety.
So really, it all comes down to this one question you have to ask yourself. What's most important to you? Is it the unmatched luxury and ritual of the bath? Is it the absolute privacy of the delivery service? Or is it the sheer speed and variety you get at the salon? Your answer is going to tell you exactly where to go.